You have extra 10 seconds or 15 seconds to score if they make 2 free throws. On the other side, you have no chance of losing by getting a 3-point shot. So
My argument to Phil was we had a top 20 defense in the country. Let's get a stop.
My argument was UNLV was not that great at defense either.
This is The Pitino Show, hosted by Richard Pitino and Paul Fritschner, presented by Deer Park Roofing.
Welcome into another episode of The Pitino Show presented by Deer Park Roofing. I'm Paul Fritschner alongside the head coach of the Xavier Musketeers. Over to my left, Richard Pitino, and also to my left today, another new Musketeer here to the roster. It is Filip Borovicanin. It is great to see you, Filip, and we're going to get to you in just a second. But, Coach, as we welcome you into the show here today, I just want to, again, start off by saying you're getting closer and closer here to the season. Summer has wrapped up, and you're working toward the first game at the Cintas Center. How excited are you to get out finally after all this work behind the scenes? And you spend so much time, the weeks and everything over the summer and the preseason, to finally play in front of the fans at the Cintas Center.
Yeah, I think what I'm really excited about is I believe the date is September 22nd. That is the date. I think it's 30 practices in 42, 43 days or whatever it is before that first game. Not that I don't like doing all the other things, because it is necessary, whether it's booster functions, whether throwing out the first pitch or the sword or whatever. Like, there's all these things that I do think it's important that you're out in the community and doing those things. And even the summer where you're practicing 3 or 4 days a week. But those 30 days before the season are, to me, like the true training camp, where you put everything aside and you really grow as a team, because we were spoiled the last couple of years at New Mexico. We won 2 championships, and we want to be in the hunt. We want to be in the fight. We know it's going to be hard, but we feel like in front of our 10,000 fans, like we got to produce, and in order to do that, we got to be ready, and we know that.
Filip, I'm going to introduce you here to Xavier Nation. It's great to have you here on the show. Great to meet you as well. And to start off and give a little introduction about yourself, you played a couple of years at Arizona. You play for Coach Pitino at New Mexico and then follow him here to Xavier. So I want to go back to your time at Arizona, your decision to go play for Coach Pitino originally at New Mexico. What attracted you to want to play for him and then eventually to follow him here to Cincinnati and play at Xavier?
Good to meet you too. I would say like the biggest part is that Coach Pitino runs very similar offense to the Arizona, what I did there, and it wasn't a really hard transition for me going from there to New Mexico. And obviously coming here to Xavier with him is just, he kept giving me confidence, giving me chances when I deserved it or deserved it less at some point too. So it's just, that's, yeah, I mean, gotta keep it 100. So yeah, for sure. So
it's good to have some self-awareness, right, Coach?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. He can laugh. You can get on him. He cares. He was very, very consistent for us at New Mexico, and we expect the same from him this year.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this episode coming into it to maybe hear some stories or things that you guys have been through to bring those stories from New Mexico here to Xavier. So I'll ask you this to start, Coach. What are some things that stand out to you, already having coached him, about bringing him here to Xavier?
Yeah, I mean, he's the hard evaluation because he goes to Arizona for 2 years, doesn't play a lot. So it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't get the opportunity, because that implies like he was, done a disservice, where he was on a very good team, but we had watched his under 18 stuff and really liked his size and skill. We felt like, our third year at New Mexico, we went to the NCAA tournament, won the conference tournament, but we were small on the perimeter. And so we set out to get bigger guards. Filip is 6'8". He came on a visit. I remember you were wearing those horrendous Lakers shorts, getting a workout in, looking really Euro, working out like at the gold chain and everything. And we're like, what is with this kid? But he was, everybody raved about him. All the coaches at Arizona just said he didn't play a lot. And that doesn't mean he's a bad player. And he came to us, and we won 27 games, and he started, I believe, every game or almost every game. Just doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses, honestly. Can really defend, plays hard, wants to win, and again, just a fun person to be around on a daily basis.
What's it like on the flip side for you, Philip, to play for Coach Pitino? Because you're the only one that we're talking to on these player spotlight shows that, has that kind of perspective.
And Jovan.
And yes, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Well, when I said
that we
this,
talked to so far is what I should have said.
Well, I said this thing previously. It was kind of a joke, but it was kind of like not too. Came from Arizona, not playing 2 years in a row, and then obviously I had some struggles during beginning of the season, I would say, and that's when I said when I didn't deserve it as much, I said meaning I know coach knew that I needed some confidence and boost, and he gave me that, and that's why I said it's just great having him have my back multiple times last year. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to hear because you hear the stories and the success that you guys had too. A winning player.
Yeah. I think anytime you can go to a new place, and I would hope have somebody that's in the locker room that believes in what we're doing and believes in me and the system and what we're trying to do to speak to that. And he brings some credibility. Every single one of those players wants to go to the NCAA tournament. Phil did that with me and had a major role in that. So that's very, very important. And, when given that opportunity, he was ready for it. And, it's been fun to kind of watch his maturity. Not that he was immature by any means, but just his belief in himself. I think that's the biggest thing with Phil is confidence. And, yeah, sometimes as a coach, you give it out when they don't deserve it, but you feel they need it. And when that light switch comes on, he's a really good player.
You go by Phil? You go by Philip?
Yeah, whatever you guys like to call me. Philip is I would want Philip, but yeah, Phil.
That's the Serbian way.
Yeah, but a lot of people call me Phil here, and I'm fine with that too.
So you're a Serbian native.
Yep.
Talk to us just about coming over here to play in the United States and to play college basketball.
Well, as a kid, to be honest, I didn't want to come to the college. My parents put me in basketball, and then when I started playing a little bit better, they started talking always about coming to college and to USA to study and everything. I was hearing it every day, and at some point I said, I swear I won't come to college now because I hear it every day over and over. And then I just had that offer from Arizona. Coach came 3 times to Belgrade, and it seemed pretty good to me, and I decided to come to USA, and now here I am.
Turned out pretty well.
Yeah, it turned out pretty well, for sure.
In the end, a good decision?
Yeah.
You're happy you came over here in the end?
100%. Yeah.
Coach, what's it like coaching, an international player? And I know there are definitely some intricacies and nuances to the international game and everything like that. But to get somebody in the college ranks and coach them up.
Yeah, it's always different. Philip didn't go to high school here. So Jovan, Serbian, but he's really from Canada, and he went to a prep school here. It's unique to get a guy who legitimately did not play here. And so I'm sure there was a huge adjustment. I felt like, too, coming from Tucson to Albuquerque, there was a lot of similarities where I didn't think his world would be rocked emotionally. Like, I think Coach Lloyd and me have similar personalities. We're way more reserved. The offense was similar. I thought it was a good, easy transition for him. Student athlete. He doesn't love that term. I think he'd like to be more of an athlete than a student. And he told us that earlier. We're like, well, you have to go to class, man. You can't just not go. So I think we got to, those European kids, I don't know the value of a degree when they're going to go over there, but you got to do it. And it's a good experience for him. But just, I think it's really cool to have a kid from Serbia here, and just endearing himself and opening himself up to us, like, you're my family now. Like, that part of it's really fun to see.
Watching New Mexico last year, I loved watching New Mexico games. I'm a junkie. I stay up late. I watch all the games. Coach, if I was in your family group chat, don't you worry. You've talked about it. Nobody was texting you after the games. I would have been in there.
Yeah.
I would have, trust me, I was watching New Mexico last year. I love staying up and watching those games at the Pit because, one, the environment's great.
Yeah.
It's great for the sport. It's great watching those Mountain West games that are high energy. Boise State comes in, whatever it might be. They're fun, high energy games. But at the same time, y'all are really good. And you're a fun, high-paced, high-intensity team to watch. So you come over here, Philip, Jovan. You guys come in, again, an exciting brand of basketball. How fun is it for you to have a player that you played with to be able to come here to Xavier and have that bond already?
It's just great, and he's my teammate, and we speak the same language, and it's just amazing having a guy, to talk and to move a little bit to kind of come back to Serbia when I talk to him, and also like playing with him, I think we understand each other. He's a great shooter, great passer, and he's just amazing. I think we help other players like get to the, to the style type of offense, defense, help each other, and I think, yeah.
Did you know him at all before college?
No, not really, to be honest. But when I committed, he committed to New Mexico. He was there before me, and he just shot me a message immediately. Serbian, of course. And it was just amazing. I knew it was going to be a fun year. Yeah.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is, protect what's important. And what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a Fifth Third better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay, what is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of cat, please.
What?
This is banking a Fifth Third Better.
Coach, to have him here in the style, talk to us about what his style is on the court and what fans can expect to see out of his game.
Funny story about the two of them, Jovan and Filip. Early on in practice, if you put them on the same team, it'd be like, Pitino. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about me? They're speaking this different language. So we had to kind of say, like, you got to speak English when you're on the court. But no, Filip, the thing where he really evolved is defensively. I always say he's the worst good defender I've ever been around. Like, people think he's a good defender, but he's not. But honestly, he cares. He's long. And we were really getting to a point where we were putting him on some of the team's best players, and played a lot of good teams. And he did his part. He really did. Again, when you go through the wars with a guy who helped you win 27 games, helped you cut down a net, go to the NCAA tournament, beat a really good program in Marquette, you trust him, you believe in him. And, I always felt like it's so year to year. None of us knew where we'd be after the year. And I remember telling him towards the end of the year, like, international guys are a little bit different. I don't think they're as transient as the American kids. But I remember telling Filip, like, hey, we want you to stay. We hope you will stay. And I think he had every intention of staying at New Mexico. And then when we left, I didn't want to poach him from New Mexico by any means, but I think he saw everybody was leaving. And it was like, hey, you need to come with us. And he can really pass. He can really defend. He can rebound. He's very reliable. He understands the game. I think the biggest thing, and he knows this, is his shot. Can be a little bit inconsistent at times. And if we get that down, you've got a player who can really do everything.
Hey, is that something you've been working on here this summer?
Yeah, 100%. I think I've been focused on shooting and a little bit finishing around the rim the most.
Oh, yes, I didn't bring that up. The finishing around the rim is a huge part of it.
Hey, you guys are on the same page.
Yeah, I think those two things. And like Coach said, my shot is sometimes inconsistent, but I think I'm a pretty good shooter, and I think I will show that this year for sure. And then I work on that every day. And yeah.
So, Filip, full transparency, I haven't really had the chance to get to know you a ton this summer, but in what I've heard from everybody else about you, everything I hear is a really high character guy, high quality, and that you're a fun guy to be around. Am I accurate on that, Coach?
Yes, for sure. He can laugh. When I coach, like, I'll throw in some little sarcastic jabs to make him laugh, to kind of diffuse the situation a little bit. And I think some guys pick up on it and some don't. But you can always tell early in the process, like, Phil's going to get my humor and know, like, I'm telling you a message, but that we can laugh about it afterwards. And nobody can do that. And he'll give it back to me, and I'll laugh about it too. And I've loved coaching him. never a bad day. And if he is having a bad day, like, he's honest with you, and you can get him out of it, and he'll be truthful with you. And he's got some wild beliefs about strategy, and we've laughed about it before. And I'll tell this story. We were at we beat UNLV at UNLV. We did not fly charter that game. It was a direct flight back to Albuquerque. So we're sitting at a Shake Shack, and we're up 2. UNLV has the ball, and we end up winning the game. We don't intentionally foul. Now, we end up fouling. Donovan Dent fouls for whatever the reason was, but we end up winning or whatever. Phil tells me after the game, we're eating Shake Shack. He's like, hey, Coach, did you think about intentionally fouling? I'm like, fouling up 2 with, on defense. And he has all these percentages and all this belief of what you should do. And at first, I'm like, you're an idiot. And then afterwards, I'm like, it kind of makes a little sense. But very analytical. I remember I would call travels on him early in practice. And he sent me one night, like the first week of practice, what a travel was on YouTube. I'm like, hey, Phil, I've been coaching for like 13 years as head coach. I think I know what a travel is, but very, very cerebral and very analytical, but fun. It's fun to talk basketball with him because he cares about it.
Okay, I'm gonna prod you on this question because I have read the article on Ken Palm about fouling up 2, and it's kind of wild to think about. If you haven't done the research into it, it is a wild concept, but a few more people here and there have talked. I don't know if we'll ever like widely see it implemented.
It is dumb, but it's not insane. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk us through. I'm sorry.
Give the logic.
Right,
Give the logic of what you said.
There is a math behind that for sure, and it would take full podcast for me to explain it to you. But after this, I'll explain it.
Phil's argument was this.
Yeah, you will understand for sure.
In order to, he said, we will either score or get fouled. What, 50%?
Yes.
Okay. So his argument was, if we foul them, there's a really good chance in that situation that the kid would miss a free throw, right?
And then after that, you have extra 10 seconds or 15 seconds to score if they make 2 free throws. On the other side, you have no chance of losing by getting a 3-point shot. So
My argument to Phil was, we had a top 20 defense in the country. Let's get a stop. But
my argument was UNLV was not dedicated defense either, so we could score 2.
There was some thought behind it.
Yeah.
That's what. If you're going to give me a suggestion, if you think about it, I'll listen to you. If you don't, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to you. But it was a very good conversation amongst everybody at Shake Shack, and we were all laughing about it. It just shows you if you win, you can laugh. If he would have brought it up to me and lost, I would have screamed at him. But it was was a good moment.
Yeah.
When a Xavier fan at the Cintas Center screams because you foul up 2, whether it's intentional or not, they're going to come back to this clip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well,
If he does foul up 2, it's his doing, not mine.
Passing the buck right off.
Yeah.
I won't do it if coach won't tell me, of course. But yeah, if it happens, I know fans would be mad at me for sure.
Cover your tracks now. Yeah. That's all right.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is, protect what's important. And what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a fifth third better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
What is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of cat, please.
What?
This is banking a Fifth Third Better.
The journey to move medicine forward takes an unwavering commitment to solving complex patient care. Innovative thinkers driven to change lives. A therapeutically focused contract research organization. A diverse team committed to comprehensive patient care. All leading to successful drug approval. Join the CTI team on our journey to move medicine forward.
to me about American culture and some of the things that maybe you've gotten used to that you like about being over here, and some things that maybe took some getting used to.
Well, I'd say it's just different, A lot of stuff is different. Food, music, language, everything coming over here, but you just get used to all of that stuff. You miss back home always, but
You don't like anything about here? I mean, you can't say anything positive.
I didn't say that.
I think that's what you do see, though. It's amazing. Like, he's not from here, and he's got this culture. Like, if you just picked me up and dropped me up into Serbia, like, I would have a much harder time than what he's been able to do to adapt and do all those things. So, but it is also cool to see just his love and pride for his home country and where he's from.
How much do you get to go back home?
With Coach here, we had like 3 weeks after the school was done in New Mexico before I came to Xavier, and right now we have after this week we have again 3 more weeks, so it's like about a month and a half going back home, and I always, be honest, count down days. Yeah, I miss my friends.
Yeah, we normally do. It's hard for him during Christmas, but normally after the season, finish up school, and we will give them like 3 weeks in, what is that, May, and then 3 weeks late July, early August, where I want them to get away. Like, I constantly tell the administration, like, I'm not doing anything for those 3 weeks. The players are not doing anything. Like, that's our break. We don't really get an off season, which is fine. But I want them excited to come back as well. And they don't get that unless they're able to go home and see their family.
Yeah, absolutely. And does your family get to come over here and watch you play?
Yeah, my family comes every year during the Christmas around. They watch 2 or 3 games, and then we have like 2 or 3 days off for Christmas when we go usually somewhere. Last year we went to Mexico for 3 days, so yeah, we have fun time.
Okay. Have you ever been to Cincinnati before?
No, I have never been here. I just heard before I came. When I committed, I heard it's going to be really cold, but I haven't seen it yet. It's pretty warm right now during the summer, so.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait and get into it. It's not. Well, I don't want to say that. People who listen to this are going to scream if I say it's not painfully cold, but it can get painfully cold here.
Yeah.
A lot of snow. Yeah, the whole deal.
We'll see.
Yeah. What excites you the most about playing in the Big East and playing in front of these fans and everything? You've already played in front of great crowds at the pit and everything else, and now to come to the Big East and play in front of these schools. Yeah,
I just can't wait for season start, to be honest. And committee here, Coach Pitino texted me immediately, just so you know, for my information. The fans here are also great, and I will want to see it. And obviously playing in a conference like Big East, playing against all those teams, great teams, I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, playing in Madison Square Garden and everywhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, to bring somebody into this team that's familiar with your system already, to have a couple of players that know what you're about and your coaching style, how beneficial is that for you as a coach that these guys can talk to the other guys?
Yeah, a lot. And we won together. That brings credibility in the locker room. And to have Filip or Jovan just tell them, like, hey, you can trust Coach Pitino, because every coach is different. But the one thing I hope he would say, or anyone that plays for me, is like, I'm not going to lie to them. I want what's best for them. This is not going to be a culture of backstabbing and not telling the truth. Like, what you see is what you get with me. It doesn't mean I'm perfect and I'm always right, but we can talk through it. If Phil's got a problem, he can come to me. If he's got like I'm in the fight with him, and I'm not in this for ego or anything like that. And but what's been uniquely funny is, and being the Xavier coach, was I became kind of enamored with this flow offense, and really Gonzaga was the one that started it. Mark Few, Tommy Lloyd was the coach at Arizona, so I would always watch Gonzaga and Arizona, and then Xavier with Sean Miller, because he ran it as well. And I would ask Phil a lot of times, like, am I coaching this wrong, right? And ask for his suggestions on those things. And he really knows the game, and he gave me some good suggestions. Within our personnel, our personnel was a little bit different last year. We had a point guard, Donovan Dent, who was a terrific point guard, but he liked to hold on to the ball. And after a while, I stopped fighting with him, because good things happen when he had the ball. And it's a little bit more like kind of what I think we had talked about from Arizona and Gonzaga this year moving forward.
So, Philip, if you're breaking down the percentages of why you should intentionally foul up 2, that tells me that you know the game and love the game. And I'll ask you this: after your playing career is done, have you thought about coaching at all? Is it you want to stay around the game for a while, or have you given any thought to what you want to do after the game?
Yeah, 100%. I don't see myself in anything else but basketball my whole life. So I would 100% want to be a coach one day when I finish my career. So
You think he's somebody that's cut out for it?
He's going to have to control his emotions. This would be a high technical guy. He'd probably get kicked out of the first game. He'd be screaming at the players left and right. I remember one of the first practices at New Mexico. I think I called a foul. What the players never realize in practice, we're not refs. We don't want to call fouls. We don't want to call travels. Like, we want to teach, but we're not really as consumed with the officiating as they are. And Filip is one of those guys where you called that foul November 6, 2024. You were wrong. I'm like, hey, man, I don't even remember calling the foul. But one time in practice, I blew the whistle, and he stormed on this. And it was actually a really good moment because I snapped on him. And he stopped doing it since then. But he loves the game of basketball. He knows how to treat people the right way. That's really the key in coaching, is just having an emotional intelligence. You know, you could be a yeller, you could not yell. Like, there's a million different ways to do it. But the one thing he is passionate about is the game of basketball, and he's a really good person. And I do think he'd make a great coach one day.
Well, that's great to hear from your coach, right?
yeah,
Pretty
of
high
course.
praise.
Yeah, 100% from a coach like this and what he'd done in his career, hearing those stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap this up, Coach Pitino, anything else? Any other stories? Maybe anything that we haven't touched on with you guys at New Mexico? Or?
I mean, we had some great stories, and you know, he helped us win a lot of games. We were laughing the other day. You could tell the story, Phil, but we were at UNLV, another story, and don't swear because this is a clean thing. But he had one of the worst charges I've ever seen at the end of a game. And Filip, tell the audience this great coaching that I gave you after the game.
Yeah, it was kind of like 2 minutes to go. I had 4 fouls. We had 2-on-1 transition. I'm going instead of passing the ball or finishing differently. I charge. I'm asking for M1. They kick me out of the game, obviously, in the 5th foul. We somehow end up winning that game. That was the same game, like by 2 or 1. I can't really remember. We're coming in the locker room all happy. Coach is coming in. Filip, that was horrendous charge. What were you doing? It was obviously like kind of like more of a joke. So it was just so funny after a win like that. You don't hear like great job. You hear Filip, that was horrendous play. But yeah,
it was like bringing in guys. Phil, you stink. Everybody else, great job. But that's the beauty of him, though, is like he can laugh about it. And that was one of the worst charges I've ever seen, for sure. It was the slowest developing charge ever happened.
Yeah.
Kid was just waiting there for like 5 seconds. But we won the game, thank goodness.
Yeah.
In the end, winning's what matters, right?
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Filip, anything else? I'll leave it for you. The last question here. Anything that you want Xavier fans to know, or to know about you, or can expect to see this season?
Well, no, like Coach said, I can do, I think, everything on a court. I can rebound, play defense, push in transition, shoot, pass, pretty much everything, and I will do my best to help us win the title and as many games this season as we can.
There we go. Love that. Fantastic episode. I appreciate it, getting to know you and getting to hear some of these stories. It's great. Fans will appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, for Coach Pitino, for Filip, I'm Paul Fritschner signing off. Again, make sure you subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this right now, YouTube, audio platforms, all of that good stuff. This has been another episode of The Pitino Show presented by Deer Park Roofing. We'll talk to you next time, everybody.